Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. M. Azam, and you are watching Glimpses on Talkland. We have Honorable Asif Khan with us. He is a political and social activist. Currently, he is Chief Executive Officer of Shahid Bhutto Foundation. He has vast experience of politics and social activism, human rights activism, from the jails during the Zia era to the MRD movement, from Bhutto's politics to the fight for human rights. He is a man who stood by his beliefs, even if it meant jail or giving up his portfolio. How did he survive those tough years? And what does he think about politics today? What was it about Bhutto that changed Asif Khan's life? He was jailed 5 times, but he never gave up. Today, we are talking about his early days in politics. We will find out how Bhutto's personality shaped his thinking and how he kept his spirits up during those hard times. Join us for this interesting and memorable conversation on glimpses. Yes, sir, welcome in the program.
Thank you, Dr. Saab.
Yes, sir, you spoke about your student days and the socialist and communist movements last time. How did those ideas shape your way of thinking and your personality?
Dr. Saab, that was a time of romanticism. It was late 60s and early 70s. The world was changing. Everywhere there was a movement for liberation and self-determination, even in Latin America, in Africa, in Asia. The movements were going on for liberation, and that was a very romantic moment and a moment for change. And people were looking for change. Everything was changing. The world was changing. America at that time, now even at that time, also America was on decline. It was declining very rapidly, and the moments for liberation and the movement against colonialism were taking shape and advancing in everywhere in every continent.
Okay. So, do you still believe those socialist and communist ideas were right today?
I think that was correct at that time. That time it was very appropriate and it was very essential because the things were moving in that direction and the world was moving in that direction. It cannot be 100% copied now, these days. But in those days, it was very, I think it was correct movement. It was a genuine moment for emancipation of poor, for the downtrodden, for the colonial powers to retreat, and the rising of the third world.
Okay. So, what was the first thing that really inspired you to join politics?
I think Bhutto was the main factor. He brought a change in Pakistan politics. His narration was separate. His discourse was separate. He introduced a new line of socialism against capitalism, against feudalism, against oppression, against suppression, against exploitation. And that was it was very attractive in those days. Youngsters were moved by that. They were moved by looking for a change of a society and change of the system. Down with that capitalism, feudalism. They wanted a change.
Okay. Some of the audience, they are with us and they are saying hello and hi. Vishal Gaikwad says hello. And
Thank you. Thank you.
yes, yes, they are paying regards.
Thank
So
you.
we are thankful to them. Yes, sir. Before Bhutto, was there a specific person who inspired you the most during your childhood or youth?
At that time, I was very young. I couldn't be inspired by anyone. But if I'm a student of history and I have read history, this movement was, it was taking place since long time. National Awami Party played a very crucial role, very important role, and they organized the left movement. They organized the movement against feudalism and capitalism, and it was a broad-based party with a logical leaning, and that was also inspiration. But that inspiration was when I was very young. I couldn't foresee it. The moment I was adult and I was sensible, that I was mature, I could realize things, and then it was Bhutto, his People's Party, that brought a change in my life.
Okay. When did you first hear or see a speech by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto?
I was in Government College Lahore, and my hostel was New Hostel, just opposite Nasir Bagh. At that time, it was called Gol Bagh. Goldberg, and later on, when Bhutto made a statement there in a public meeting, he named it as Nasir Bagh, and onwards it was called Nasir Bagh. But that time when I was attracted, it was Goldberg, and it was just opposite my hostel. And every
Okay.
moment, every public meeting, every big
Okay. There's some technical issue. We can't hear Asif Khan Sahib, but we can wait for a few seconds. I hope uh, we will be able to communicate with him. Meanwhile, let me tell you, the Vishal Gaikwad from India is with us. And yes, sir, there was some technical issue. We could not hear you. There was
Okay,
some.
okay. But now you can hear me. I think it's now
Yes, now it's clear.
okay.
So yes, let me share that Vishal Gaikwad is with us from India, and he is commenting that Bhutto was an Iron Lady of Pakistan, and he has a good image in India too. And I think he is talking about Benazir. And
Okay. That's all right. That's all right.
yes,
She was a daughter, Bhutto. It's all right.
Ji, yes. So, sir, what was it about Bhutto that touched your heart the most?
I think he was very sensitive, and he was talking against oppression, against suppression, against exploitation, bringing about a change in society, equality in society. He was against feudalism, and he himself was a feudal, a big feudal lord. But he was talking about against feudalism. That was very attractive. That really appealed when a feudal talks about having land reforms and bringing change in the society, and believing in uprising of peasants and tenants. And that was a very attractive, a feudal talking about change, bringing about a change in feudal system in the society.
Yes, Vishal Gaikwad has asked the question. It is an interesting question. He asks, Sir, what about a man kept in jail for no reason, Imran Khan? So, what is your take on it, sir?
Nini, that's unfair. He should be released. I don't think this is unfair, and he should not be behind bars. Although I think he's apolitical, and he's leaning is towards authoritarianism, but we believe in human rights, and he should be released. He should be allowed to participate in politics. He should have a free, freedom to project his views, to propagate his views, to propagate his system, his ideology, his manifesto. uh, I think this is unfair. He should be released.
So, do you think his views and he propagates they are okay for Pakistan's democracy?
No, no, I don't agree. I strongly disagree with him. He was my friend. He was my class fellow, a close friend. We remained together right from nursery, and we know each other. He's still my friend, but his views were self-centered. He was a sort of authoritarian dictator. He was a reactionary, believing in extremism, believing in his right politics, and he was a hardliner. He believed in extremism, and I disagree with him. He liked Taliban, he liked their terrorist activities. He never condemned them, and that was unfair. As a Democrat, I should say that he was not fair about that.
Okay, how did you actually join the Pakistan People's Party?
Who? I.
Yes.
Yes, I was inspired, as I told you earlier. I was inspired by the charismatic and the dynamic personality of Bhutto. And at that time, there was a lot of leaders in the third world, like Nasir, Sukarno, Bin Bella, and even Shah Faisal was talking against imperialism. And that was a very appropriate moment, you know. At that time, I liked him because he thought about change. He thought about denouncing the old politics, the old system, the old system of capitalism, feudalism, and exploitation. He was against that, and that was really very appealing to me.
Okay. So you joined the party.
Yes, yes.
So what kind of difficulties did you face in your early days in politics?
It was very hard time. Initially, it was not that hard, but later on, it became very hard. It was very harsh to follow Bhutto, his ideology, his thinking. His followers were lashed, imprisoned, sentenced to imprisonment, hard imprisonment, rigorous imprisonment, and that was a hard time. But still, I was inspired by him, by his struggle, by his resistance, by his standing against dictatorship, against martial law, against dictator.
Okay. When were you arrested for the first time and how did you feel?
I think that was 1981, and that was a turning point in my lifespan. And I recently got married. I was very young. At that time, MRD was formed, and Ziaulak thought that it's a threat to his rule. MRD, comprising of different political parties, the political parties which were previously allied with Ziaul Haq, now they changed their stance and they joined MRD, and they were against martial law, they were against Ziaul Haq, and that was a big major shift in politics in 1981. And Zhao thought that this is threatening his rule and this is a big threat to him. So he had a mass arrest, mass crackdown of political workers. He got political workers, ideological workers, whoever are on the left side, who wanted change, who wanted this dictatorship to be removed. He arrested them, he imprisoned them, he made cases against them. At that time, I was arrested. That was in the uh, third week of February. I was arrested and sent to Faisalabad Central Jail. And this jail is very notorious. It is located 14, 18 kilometers away from Faisalabad on a barren land. At that time, it was barren. It might be now cultivated. But that one, it was a barren, treeless, and that jail was considered to be a very bad jail for the political prisoners. And Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was also imprisoned there when Pakistan was dismembered and he was arrested. And this was a very notorious jail for that reason, that political prisoners were tortured there and imprisoned there, and they didn't get any facilities like an ordinary prisoner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to respected Asif Khan, a political worker, a political leader, a human rights activist. Although we are asking him questions about his past experiences, political experiences, but some interesting questions are being raised by the audience, by the viewers. Vishal Gekwad has put another question. He asks, what major steps should Pakistan take to improve education and development? So, would you
Uh,
comment on it, sir?
Nee, that's a very valid question. We are far behind in this of education and health. We are lagging far behind. We have to increase our GDP. We have to invest more on education and more on health. This is a neglected sector. I agree. I agree. I totally agree with that. And the present government, they claim that they are increasing the GDP, but I think there should be a massive increase in education and health sector to bring at par with other countries in the third world countries. We should be at par. We are still lagging far behind, far behind.
Okay. How did you keep your spirits up despite being jailed 5 times?
That was, I told you previously, it was a romantic period. It was a period when people were looking for change. People were struggling for change. Movements were going on throughout the world. People were looking for change, for emancipation, for women rights, for labor rights, for youth rights, for minority rights. And that was a very ideal time. And that spirit of idealism kept me, alive, and I was active in all these. And I love to struggle. I love to resist, and I liked that I had a resistance. I resisted martial law, authoritism, dictatorship, oppression, suppression, exploitation.
Okay. So, you must have some memories about your jail experience. So, is there a special memory from your days in jail that stays with you even now?
At that time, now jails have improved, massively improved. At that time, the jails were in a very bad shape, bad sanitary arrangements, very bad sanitary arrangements. Jails are old, and now they have increased. They have increased the new blocks in jails. But that time, there were old jails of British time, colonial time, and that was very bad, in a very bad shape. Uh, the roofs were not good, the floors were not good, the sanitation was not good, the food was not good, their was not good. Their attitude was just like colonial system to suppress the prisoners, the political prisoners are terrorists, they're against state, they should be punished. And so that was the attitude of the management of jail administration at that time.
So, who were your friends who are with you in the jail?
I appreciate my monitors like Tazaz Ehsan, Abir Hassan Manto, late Taj Mahmad Langa, uh, and many other leftists. Major Assad, he was a great peasant leader. And there were many leftists. Miraj Muhammad Khan, he also died. And he was also with us, and he was a great inspiration in jail. And these people were, used to lift your spirits, make you strong, make you determined to fight, to resist the authoritarianism and the martial law and the dictatorship. And these people are really ideals. They had a long struggle.
So, all these political leaders were with you in the same jail.
Most of the time, sometime in Faisalabad, sometime in Sargoda, but they were a great inspiration. These people changed my life. They were ferocious readers. They used to read a lot of books, and they used to teach us. They used to educate us. We used to have study circle. We used to play badminton. To have a physical activities also, mental activities also. For these people, these comrades, they were great inspiration. They were my
Oh,
ideals. I still remember them. I still like them. I still follow them.
okay. In fact, Vishal Gekwad wants to know your views on many important topics. He has sent another topic and he wants to know your views. That is, the decades long hatred between Pakistan and India should end, and the Western countries that consider themselves supreme should realize that the subcontinent becomes stronger when we stand together. So he is asking your take on it.
I totally agree with her. This part of South Asia is least integrated. They don't have trade, they don't have communication, they don't have travel facilities, they don't exchange delegations. This is very bad. This is very bad. Only countries can prosper when they're integrated, when they are united, when they forget about their differences. Like Europe, you see, European Union so integrated, 77 nations. They used to fight with each other, long wars. For 50 years, for 60 years, they were enemies, antagonists with each other, die-hard enemies. But now they have trade, they have facilities, they can move, borders are not there, they can move around frequently. And that is the reason they have they have prospered, they have developed, and they have become an economic big power, European Union. And this area of our South Asia is least integrated. We don't have flights with India, we don't have Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Iran. We are least integrated. We don't have trade. We don't exchange our views, and this is very bad. Unless and until we set aside our issues, issues are there. They are very strong, and there are issues. There is a bone of contention. There are points of differences, but we should understand, like internationally, China understood it. No? China forget about Hong Kong, and after 100 years, Hong Kong was back in their lap. So they forget about differences and they started trade. Trade is the main reason. If you trade with each other, with the neighbors, then you become closer. Then you forget about your differences. Your differences are left on the other hand, and trade becomes separate.
Okay. So, did you ever have a moment where you thought about quitting politics?
Quitting politics. No,
Yes.
no. This politics. Everyone should like to. We should and encourage them to take part in politics. Politics. This is the politics. This is a engine of change. You know, the political parties is an engine of change. If you want to bring some change in the society, you want to implement your manifesto, your thinking, and your then you have to join someone. And politics is the main thing. You cannot be apolitical. Apolitical is animal. You have to be political. You have to uh, vigorously participate in politics.
So it means despite all the hardships and all the imprisonments, all the difficulties, you never thought to quit.
Not at all. I still think that even the youth, which is disinterested, disconnected, disillusioned, discomfited with politics, they should come up. They should join politics. They should take part in politics. They should come in politics to bring change. If they want to bring some change in the society, if they want to bring some, their views should be implemented, their programs should be implemented, their thinking should be implemented, then they must join politics. Politics is the only way. Political party is the only engine of change where you can join them, you can participate, you can bring changes in society, you can promote your program, your manifesto.
Okay. How did you make the decision to join the MRD movement, Movement for Restoration of Democracy?
At that time, it was a very ideal. All the antagonist forces, all democratic forces, antagonist against military dictatorship, they made a program that we should resist military rule, and military rule is prolonging unnecessarily, and we democratic forces should join hands. Whether we don't agree with our manifesto, we don't agree with our program, we are right, we are left, we are leaning on the left, we are leaning on the right, we are a centrist, but we should join hands to restore democracy in the country, to promote rule of law, to promote constitutional rule, to bring back the constitutional rule in the country.
Okay. Looking back, how do you see the MRD movement today?
I think that was a major step forward, major step forward, and it is still going on. Then it was an ARD, then there was a Charter of Democracy, and there were so many alliances of opposition forces against military rule. The latest was COD, Charter of Democracy in England between uh, PMLN and Pakistan People's Party, Nawaz Sharif and Benazir Shaheed. At that time, they agreed on minimum demands to restore democracy, to restore constitutional rule, to restore rule of law, to bring the army back to the barracks, to turn them back to the barracks, and a military rule should be finished, and we should join hands collectively for a larger redress in the country to bring back the 1973 constitution.
Okay. Resigning as vice president of the Sargodha Cantonment Board was a huge move. How did your friends react to that resignation?
Most of the people thought that I was a bit idealist and a bit advanced and going far forward. But I thought that was the right decision, and I still don't condemn that. I agree that I made a correct decision, and my decision was correct at that time. Times were, for change and for a fighting against military rule. People stood with us and they were resisting the military rule. They didn't like Ziaul Haq. So I think I was correct. I was positive. I was objective.
Okay. In your opinion, how did the Zia era change the face of Pakistani politics?
That was a terrible period, the blackest and the darkest period in the history of Pakistan. Everything new was introduced. Heroin was introduced, narcotics were introduced, terrorism was introduced, militancy was introduced, explosions was introduced, explosions like suicide bombing was introduced, which was unfamiliar to Pakistani politics at that time. Everything bad was introduced at that time, and Pakistan was in a bad shape, and it was reversing, and that was a very bad, dark period.
Okay. What was the core philosophy of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's politics?
I think he believed in change. He believed in end of military rule. He believed in civilian supremacy. He believed that politics should be everyone's field. Everyone should take part in politics. He introduced one man, one vote, and he introduced, popular politics in the country for the first time, and that was introduced. Previously, it was indirect election, and rulers and the political leaders were not. They were far away from the public, and they were not responding to the public. He was the first leader. He responded to the public. He was talking about the public. He was talking about poor, downtrodden, oppressed people, of the laborers, for the peasants, and he was looking for a change in a society.
Okay. So, which of Bhutto's policies inspires you the most?
I told you that he believed in change, and he was a third world leader. At that time, there were many leaders who were inspiring the third world, who were talking about change, who were talking about national liberation movement, of people liberation movement, of raising against colonialism, imperialism, against capitalism. And he was a great, inspiring leader. He was charismatic. He was appreciated throughout the world. He was an international leader.
So, do you see that same public focused mindset in today's politics? Does it exist?
People have changed to some extent. The politics of 70s and late 60s and 80s is not there. People have changed, their thinking has changed, and the situation globally has changed. We headed towards Cold War, and then unipolar world, and uh, against unipolar world, that was a world of many political powers like China, Russia, America. It was a multipolar world. So things changed now. It's not that time. Now the contradiction has changed. It's a dialectical materialism. Contradictions changes. Sometimes the principal contradictions are different. Now the contradictions are different. So now politics is altogether different.
Okay. Did
Excuse me.
no issue. Did Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's influence change your personal life as well? Your
Who?
personality. Zulfikar Ali
Yes,
Bhutto's
yes.
influence.
Totally, totally. I was like him. I aspired to be a popular leader, leader of downtrodden people, leader of ordinary people, leader of proletariat, leader of poor people, leader of exploited peoples. So I changed. I followed him. He was my leader.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Did you ever meet Bhutto in person? Zulfikar Ali Bhutto?
Yes, many times. I was very young. I was a student at time, and I was inspired by him. I was very young. I couldn't form any opinion about him, but he was an inspiring personality, a dynamic, charismatic personality, a youth personality, well dressed and well articulated, and intellectual, a genius. He knew about international politics, about national politics. He was orator, a spellbinding orator. All these things really inspired me when I was young. I was very young. So I was
Okay.
really inspired.
His famous slogan was Roti, Kapda, and Makan, food, clothing, and shelter. So, in your view, how relevant is the food, clothing, and shelter slogan today?
I think it is not irrelevant, although it has lost its utility to some extent. Things have changed. It's a global society, and everything has changed. But still, the issue of inequality, the issue of exploitation, uh, issue of poverty is still dominant in Pakistan. In most of the third world countries, poverty, inequality is still the principal contradiction in Pakistan. Still, people are deprived of the basic utilities, the basic necessities of society. They don't have a health facilities, they don't have education facilities, they're exploited. And I still think that this inequality is still a major and principal contradiction, not in Pakistan, but in most of the third world countries. So that slogan is still relevant. The basic thing, roti, kapda, and makan, that is a basic requirement of the people.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have respected Asif Khan sir with us. We are discussing politics, history, and human rights. Yes, Vishal Gekwat has again commented. He says, I see, giving the example of European unity, what would be better for trade and development in the subcontinent. He says, I don't want Western powers or white countries dominating us. Would de-dollarization help? He asks, would de-dollarization?
This is very unfortunate. We are close neighbors having a very long border. having a joint history, cultural heritage, and language is same, customs are same. This is very unfortunate. In Europe, you have a different language. French speak French, and German speak German. Spanish speak Spanish. Here in subcontinent, we understand. At least Hindi is just a dialect of Urdu, and Punjabi also is understood everywhere. And we have a common language and common many things common. History is common, and I still believe, although the issues are there, program like trade, exchange of delegations, exchange of views between us, exchange of, students, exchange of laborers, exchange of leaders, exchange of political parties traveling here and there in the form of delegation. Interaction and integration will bring us closer. We'll understand our view. Backtrack was started previously. Diplomacy was started long, but it has now collapsed, and we are there at a square one. Previously, 20 years back, it was started. Delegation went in India, and delegation from India came to Pakistan. We understood each other views, and I think that should we should open up again. We should open up again from the both sides. Even India should also realize that only peace and trade and brotherhood can bring prosperity and development in the subcontinent.
Okay, we are thankful to you, sir, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the insightful conversation of Honorable Asif Khan Sahib. See you in the next episode. Until then, stay happy and blessed. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you for the views.
Thank,
Thank you very much
thank you,
again.
sir, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.